Hey everybody, it's Emily, the Crazy Worm Lady. I'm here today with the Worm Factory 360 to check in and see how it's doing. I've been pulling celery out of all of my bins because it's slowing down in the breakdown process. But if you look at that, I'm even going to let you listen for a second. They're actually getting into it pretty well. It's definitely taking time, and I'm gonna have to make sure I keep it moist, but I had loaded down some coffee grounds in this corner, and since they were on top of the celery, it looks like the worms kind of went to town here. I see a bunch of springtails as well, but they're not harming anything. The worms look really happy in there, so I might just rotate this around and add some more coffee grounds since that seems to be a hit. But I'm gonna move this out of the way for a second and we'll take a look at the rest of the bin over here. So you can still see most of these coffee grounds aren't really touched except for some mites and springtails. The worms are working through it, but the worms are up to this layer now, and that was the main goal, and there are a lot of them. Yeah, they're looking really, really nice. Let's see. Back corner doesn't have a whole lot of anything going on. I am going to re-wet down this bin. One of our old avocado shells. Let's see, they still look pretty loaded with mites and springtails. But I'm just trying to let the ecosystem do its thing. Looks like there was a little worm on there, not happy. But I don't know. A lot of people comment I should pull them out, and I'm just not sure. In nature, you know, things decompose, other critters are around, and it doesn't necessarily mean there's a problem. So I'll probably just leave it go for a bit, see what happens from there. These cabbage pieces are still going to be a long time to break down. There's a handful of mites on them, but there's also a worm or two hanging out. Remove the celery. Pull some of this up front here. Yeah, there's worms pretty much throughout this top layer now, which was really my main concern, was that they had moved up and then moved back down again because they didn't have the food that they needed and the moisture level that they needed. But keeping that newspaper over the top seemed to be really helpful, and adding the coffee grounds was a good call because the worms, at least in my experience, really love coffee grounds. It doesn't even look like the celery's breaking down a whole lot yet, but the fact that there's coffee all over it, then they're hanging all over it, so hopefully it will start to break down. I've been pulling celery out of my bins, but I am going to leave it in here and just let it go, just like with the cabbage. It might take a while, but I'm not really in any rush. I have multiple systems right now. I don't have all the food, honestly, to feed full pounds or more of food to each one of these bins every week. I'm starting to get a relationship with my local grocer who's giving me some produce that's past date, but other than that, there's not a whole lot extra that I can scrounge up. So I'm going to leave this bin. I will wet it down, add some more coffee grounds, and I'll come back with you guys next week and we will see where it's at then. So any questions, drop them below. Like this video, subscribe if you want some more content, and I'll be back with you guys for an update real soon.